somebody to you right now, Chad Showalter. He's our Director of Communications. He started in the fall with us, so this is the first time that he's had a chance to experience CoasterStock and meet a lot of you. Chad?
Thank you. Hey, I just want to tell you all, it's great to be here with you. I grew up at Kings Island. I grew up in a single-parent household, and we were lucky if we came here once a year. And I found out when I was 16 years old that when you work here, you get admission for free. So I got a job at Rivertown Pizza, still my favorite food stand to this day. And worked here through high school, worked here through college in the Human Resources Department. My career took me one direction, but it brought me back here. So I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to be spending time with you today. I can say today's a first for me. This is the first time I've been in the picnic grove for an event. So I'm glad that now I haven't eaten here yet. I'm hoping to eat here for the first time in the picnic grove today too. But I'm glad that my first meal that I'll share is with all of you. I hope you have a great time today. You enjoy the rest of your time at CoasterStock. And thank you everyone for making the trip to Kings Island this weekend.
As we look around the room, we've got 25 different states. We've got Canada as well over there. So, it's great to have, people from coast to coast here and over in Canada. One of the things that we really liked about CoasterStock is before we created this event in 2015, is we would have different events throughout the season. We'd have some for the American Coaster Enthusiasts. Then Great Ohio Coaster Club would want to have an event. Then Coaster Crew would want to have an event. So there's a lot of smaller events. So what we wanted to do was have everybody come together as one. So when you hear you're not ACE, you're not Great Ohio Coaster Club, you're not Theme Park Review, you're all CoasterStock. So we wanted to have everybody kind of unite as one. Everybody with those like-minded interests to come together, share your stories of your favorite roller coasters, places you've been around the country. And that's kind of how the name CoasterStock came about, just what we envisioned that this event would be. So right now, I'm going to introduce you to our first guest speaker. You're going to have two this afternoon for lunch. How many of you watch the reality TV cooking shows? All right, well, our first presenter here, he joined our food and beverage team as our executive chef. Back in March when he came on in. He not only has been on a couple of these different reality TV cooking shows, he has actually been a champion. Not once, but twice. So right now, I'd like to introduce Chef James Major.
Hello, can you hear me? All right. Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to CoasterStock. I'm really happy they asked me to come up here and talk to all of you. You guys are some of our greatest fans. I just want to say thank you for all the support you've given us through the social media on the new Coney Barbecue. How many tried the new Coney Barbecue? All right, that's what I'm talking about. So yeah, that's just going to be the start of where we are. We've made some improvements in some of the products that we've had out there, tried some new stuff. Anybody tried the burger out of jukebox yet? What do you think? Yeah. So we're slowly making changes. I got a chance to come here. I moved down here from Cleveland. I used to be the executive for the Cleveland Indians. And then I got traded to the Cincinnati Reds after 6 years with the Indians. Yeah, unfortunately I couldn't bring a World Series to either one of them. I'm sorry. But when we were driving down here, we drove by Kings Island, and to relocate your family, especially us being from Cleveland, I had to bribe them, my daughters, so we got them Kings Island season passes. And I told them as we were driving by, I said, if the executive chef job ever opened up at Kings Island, I'm in. And my kids asked, well, Dad, why would you want to do that? I said, well, they got roller coasters. duh. Come on. But it's just a great opportunity to touch so many lives. And when the job came open, I applied for it. I'm so thankful to be here. When I did get hired, you'll see there's a video I did. I fist bumped in the air. I remember where I was standing when I got the call and they offered me the job. And it's just been a great 3 months since I've been here. I can't wait to see where we are. But the goal is, and I know you guys are all ride enthusiasts, all right, but it's my job also, and the team here, and the food and beverage team, it's all about experience. So when you're going off those roller coasters, when you're waiting in line to get on the ride, our job here in the food and beverage department is for you guys to think about where you're going to eat next. And we're going to make it really hard for you as we go and go and go, because everything's going to be so awesome. Our goal is to focus on fresh, to focus on local. Especially, I'm an Ohio native, born and raised. I think I've only lived out of the state of Ohio. It was when I served in the Navy and went to culinary school in New York. So if I can support the local farmers and all that stuff, it's real important to the state. All right? So that's the direction, that's long term, and every year, I love hearing your guys' feedback. I love when you come up and tell me what you like and sometimes what you don't like or what you would change. And don't think I'm not listening, because it all goes into a notebook, and one of these times you're going to come in and see something that, hey, I mentioned that to the chef. Oh my God, they put it out for me. That's what our job is. So thanks everybody, have a great time. I hope you had a great lunch. And I look forward to seeing you at dinner tomorrow, right? All right? All right, listen, don't get sick on those rides, all right? Thank you.
Our next speaker you're going to hear from is our Vice President and General Manager, Mike Koontz. After he gets done speaking, he will take some questions. And then after that, don't leave, because we have a gift for everybody on your way out of the picnic road today. So, with that, introduce Mike Koontz.
Thank you. So, thanks, Don. Don told me the secret to the microphone. Okay. Don't drop it. Okay. So, hey, everybody, welcome to CoasterStock 2018. How many of you were here last year? All right. How many of you have been here all 4 years? Woo! Look at that, okay? How many of you, this is your first time? All right. Look at all these first timers. Well, welcome. This is Kings Island's 47th season that we are in right now, and I quite honestly couldn't be more excited about the future of this park. The park that I am so passionate about. My first visit to Kings Island was in 1974 when I was 16 years old, and before that, the only amusement park that I had ever visited was a little park in Huntington, West Virginia called Camden Park. Everybody been to Camden Park? All right. The Happy Clown, right? It's still there, okay? So quite honestly, back up a lot of years, if somebody was said to me in 2017 you would become the general manager of Kings Island, I would have said, you're crazy. Me? No way. And you know what? I'm not going to say it was a dream of mine since I was, a little kid, but being in this industry now for about 18 years, I definitely have grown to love this business, especially love Kings Island. Last year I mentioned, it was my first year as general manager, and wow, what a year, okay? First, we introduced Mystic Timbers, okay? Man, I forgot. I was going to bring the Golden Ticket Award to show everybody, but I forgot. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I had to rush out of my office to get here. So, but, you know, as you know, Mystic Timbers won the Best New Ride of 2017. And thanks to all of you that voted, you know, in the Amusement Today, you know, poll for Best New Ride. You know, what a way to start your first year as a general manager with the Best New Ride. The first time ever Kings Island's had that. You know, you think back over the years, now the Golden Tickets are only 20 years old, you know, but you think back over the years with Diamondback, Banshee, you know, you rode Banshee this morning, right? Okay. That used to be my favorite ride. Now it's Mystic Timbers. So, you know, then we opened Island Smokehouse in Soak City, and that was, you know, quite an undertaking. The first time in a long time that this park opened a new restaurant. You know, we consider a new building. And then, as Chef James mentioned, you know, this year we have Coney Barbecue, which, you know, quite honestly, I think truly improved the look and feel of Coney Mall, right? Okay, so very excited about Coney Barbecue. The food is awesome, and you know, I've been eating way too much of it. You know, then we wrapped up last year with Winterfest. Okay. I was here at Winterfest every night except one. When I was at Worlds of Fun's Winterfest, I had to go check theirs out. And you know, there was a gentleman every night at the tree lighting ceremony. His name's Charlie Gold. I don't know if anybody knows Charlie. Is Charlie here? I don't see Charlie. I saw Charlie every single night. And you know, the night after I was at Worlds of Fun, and Charlie came up to me and said, "You no longer have perfect attendance." He's keeping track of me. Okay, he's watching. You know, his goal was to be at Winterfest every night. I saw a lot of people here at Winterfest every night. Charlie didn't quite make it. I think he ended up having bronchitis or pneumonia or something, so he didn't quite get to make it. Yeah, the other thing that was so special about last year, being my first year as the general manager, is, you know, is meeting a lot of new friends. You know, and I include you in, you know, my group of friends. You know, walking the midways, walking the park. You know, I get stopped a lot, you know, and asked questions. Some people say, "Do you work here?" I say, "Yes, I do. I actually am a park sweep, and I pick up trash." So, I actually had a gentleman stop me last night, and he walked up to me and said, "I have a complaint." It's not the first time that a guest has stopped me and said, "We have a complaint." So he said, I'm really disappointed. I could not find one piece of trash to pick up. And I'm like, hallelujah. Okay? You know, that made my day. Thanks, son. In addition, you know, because of Mystic Timbers, because of Winterfest, you know, Kings Island had a record year last year. You know, it was one of the highest attendance years since 1998. So in 20 years, you know, so again, I was so very proud of that. And again, thanks to all of you who, you know, I know some of you here. Where's my buddy Cameron? Where's Cameron? There he is. So I met Cameron last year. Are you 9 yet, Cameron? He's 9. I remember Cameron because he has the same name as my grandson, and he's the same age. So that's why it's easy for me to remember Cameron. So now, as you know, going into my second year as general manager, you know, I think about last year. It's like, man, it's going to be really hard to top that. You know, and as you know, we don't have a new coaster this we can't get one every year. I'm sure at the Q&A, somebody's going to ask me a question about a coaster. I'm ready for it, okay? But, the one thing that we try to focus on at Kings Island, with every guest, every day, every time, is we want our guests to have the best day experience possible. That takes, about 5,000 associates doing the right thing all the time. And, it's hard. It's hard. Training, they have to pay attention to what they're doing. It's hard. But I'll tell you, I've been to all the other Cedar Fair parks. Only two have not been to. I haven't been to Valley Fair or Michigan. But all the other, sorry. I want to try to get to them this year. So, the one thing I know about this park is we have some of the best full-time team and best seasonal associates anywhere in the industry. I believe that. Like I say, I've been to many other amusement parks. They all do a great job in different ways, but our associates are key to our success. I already mentioned Coney Barbecue. You just heard from Chef James Major. Man, what a great guy. I can't say enough about him, his energy, his excitement, for this business, for the food of this park, and wants to come in the future. We have a couple new shows this year. Circus back, but a new Cirque Gravity show that will start May 26th, I believe. I'm very excited for it. It's brand new. Country shows back in the Fest House. Rehearsals are ongoing. Again, that starts next week. In addition, and has anybody been here for a 10 o'clock close yet? Okay. So this year, one of the traditions Kings Island has, ever since it opened, is every night we have fireworks and we close at 10 o'clock. This year we've added, a light show in combination with that. Lights on the buildings, the fountain, the tower, in combination with the fireworks. And I have to tell you, I'm sure everybody's going to stay till 10 o'clock tonight and watch it, right? Please do. Our entertainment, our tech services crew worked very hard on that show and very proud of what they've accomplished. You may have seen as well on the Eiffel Tower, you may have seen in announcements, we have Peanut Celebration coming here starting June 1st through 17th. It's going to be a great experience. Those of you that have young kids, if you can come back, it's going to be a great time with Peanuts and the gang. In addition, Winterfest, with the overwhelming response we had with Winterfest, of course it's back. That was fun. I got asked that question about 100 times is it coming back next year? Absolutely. So we're expanding Winterfest, expanding it to an additional area of the park. We're going to add at least a couple more rides. Flight of Fear will be added. And Shake, Rattle, and Roll will be added. So at least 2 more. And there's other things to come. So I think now, now I'm going to open it up. You can ask me any question you want to ask me. I will try to answer it. So don't be offended if I say, I can't tell you that. Don't be offended. But I'm going to answer one question that I know somebody is going to ask. Come up. They're already lining up. Yeah. So the answer to the one question, no. That's the answer. No. The question is, will you ever run the racer backwards again? Sorry. So, it was. Were you here last year? If you were here last year, you heard Don give a very lengthy explanation. You know, but the short answer is it was never designed to go backwards. You know, so it was never designed to go backwards. So, all right. First question.
What will you do anything with the crypt building since it's been abandoned and used as the dam, Battelle? What you would do with the crypt building for future dark rides in it?
Okay. You know, I hate the fact that that building is only used for Winterfest, and I'm sorry, hot. I'm allowed one slip up, right? So I hate that it's not fully utilized throughout the year. It's only used for haunt. So, you know, is there a possibility in the future that it'll be used for something else? Yes. Okay? Possibility. Yes. I thought that would be the first question. Will you ever get a Giga? That didn't take long. So, I actually thought about this. I thought about the answer to it this morning when I was driving to work, because I knew there was a good chance I'd be asked that. So, a few weeks ago, you know, every GM of all the parks, you know, including me, we had to pull together a presentation of our, you know, future capital projects, rides, whatever it might be, and present it to our executive leadership team, Richard Zimmerman, our CEO, Tim Fisher, our new COO, and others. So I will tell you this, in that plan, over the next 3-4 years, my recommendation was that we need to have a Giga coaster. So, I've recommended a lot of things to those people. Some of them happen, some don't. Okay, so I recommended it. Okay, that's all I can say. All right?
Well, a few years ago during ERT and other times when there's a vacant seat, you can just stay on your coaster, and you've changed that and started making people walk around. Is there any chance, especially during ERT, you can just stay on if no one's waiting for your row?
Okay, so that was the question about how we operate rides during ERT, early ride time. And he said, in the past, we used to let people stay on the ride, you know, if there was nobody else in line, you know, and we changed that now where you have to get off and go get back in line. It's a great question. You know, here's what I will do. I will talk to our ride operations team and ask them why we're doing that. See, I don't know everything. Everybody thinks I do, or I should, but I will find out, you know, why we're doing that. So, you're welcome.
I got a question about expanding the park. Is there any chance that you're going to expand the park to include a new section of the park?
The question was, are we going to expand the park to include a new section? You know, I'd say right now, in the next 3-4 year plan, you know, there's no plans to expand and open a new area. You know, could we end up utilizing some land that's not currently used, that's adjacent to the park? could, possibly. But, you know, most of the land we have is behind the park, somewhere behind the park. You know, as the terrain is not conducive to a lot of expansion. So, you know, in addition, you know, we have to consider, you know, again, in the tight labor market, you know, you have to hire, the more staff you have to hire, the more area you have, the more you got to, you know, have more people, and it's getting, you know, this labor market is very tough. You know, as I'm sure you know, it's like everybody wants the same people. So right now, there's no plans for that. Okay.
Do you have an estimate on when you're going to get a new ride?
An estimate on when we're going to get a new ride. I would tell you this, it could be as soon as next year. Okay? Could be as soon as next year.
Do you have any plans for the Dinosaurs Alive area?
No, not right now. I mean, it could potentially, you know, we've talked about different things we could possibly use the old dinosaurs area for. We use part of it for haunt. I mean, we've had discussions about could we use more of it for haunt, and I think that's a good direction for now, but we have no plans for anything major there. Okay.
Will you ever RMC the Racer or the Beast, or just keep them classic? Or just keep them classic?
I think you heard your answer.
Alright. Why can't Coaster Clubs have more events throughout the summer with ERTs?
Where's my marketing people? Alright, I'll answer that. One of the reasons is why we have CoasterStock now is so it justifies bringing in operations, maintenance, and everything it takes to have those rides ready in the morning. When we did the smaller groups, what we found is, 15, 20 minutes into it, we were sending out empty trains and things like that. So, from an operations standpoint, we do need to have a much larger audience to really justify the things that we have to do to have the park to go for those kind of events.
Thanks, Don.
As a chain and as of you, what are your thoughts on Steel Vengeance's technical difficulties?
Yeah, my thoughts, and the general manager of Cedar Point, Jason McClure, is a really good friend of mine, and quite honestly, I hate that that's happening to them. I would hate it, maybe not so much for Six Flags, but as every coaster that is modified like that, when you're trying to exceed, and do something new for the first time, which I would say converting Main Street into Steel Vengeance, it's definitely a monumental undertaking. Are we as a company disappointed in what's happening? Absolutely. In fact, I know that probably about right now, some of the Cedar Fair executives are on the phone with people from RMC, continuing to try to work through some of the issues. So, but it's disappointing, obviously. So.
I am looking at 11 years into the future for Beast's 50th anniversary. I would like to see the return of the original iconic T-shirt with the black shirt with the brown claws, and have some kind of a 50th anniversary. We need to bring that back. I heard you guys actually own the design.
Great idea. I don't see anybody from my merch team here, but yeah, we'll definitely pass the word along. It was funny the other night. A guest, or maybe it was first thing in the morning. A guest stopped me at the front gate, and he said, "You know what you need to do? You remember that big hairy monster that was outside the beast? He had these long claws, and he'd growl at people and scare kids." He said, "You need to bring him back." He said, "Yeah, I know you still probably have the costume somewhere. Just put him in a big plexiglass box. You can air condition it, and just have him sitting out there growling at people and scaring people." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah." Did you know that? Yeah. I remember coming to ride the Beast in 1979 and standing in line on those paw prints for I think probably 3 hours, maybe longer. So any other questions? Yes, sir.
For one of our Beast ERT sessions, can you accidentally forget to turn on the trim brakes?
I like my job. I want to continue being the general manager for several years to come, so yes.
I really enjoy Blue Blasters and some of those kind of rides. I would like that to be upgraded though, because there's a lot of new technology which they have, which I've seen in other parks. I think it'd be really good to move that in and maybe incorporate some of the graphics they have in Mystic Timbers and really flesh out kind of a storyline with that, with those monsters, Because I mean, I know you didn't intend it, but you have a bat, you have a snake, and you have a tree monster. Why not throw in a beast?
Okay. So again, as general manager of the park, and I walk the park like the guy that mentioned the crypt this morning, that's on my radar. Boo Blasters is on my radar. It's something we need to upgrade and improve. So there are things that I'd love to do. For example, one thing we started doing this year is we're going to turn Tower Gardens into a nice landscape, quiet, relaxing area. I'm passionate about providing our guests with an escape. Some people just want to come and relax. So there are things that over the next several years that probably doesn't involve a coaster or ride that we're going to continue to work on to enhance the experience here at the island.
We want to have an event in Drive. Does anyone know the Amazing Race? We want to do an event to raise money for autism and their other siblings that can't afford to go to theme parks.
His question or his statement was about doing other events, in particular to raise money for autism, kind of like an Amazing Race type event. We do several things throughout the course of the year, JDRF, Adventure, A Kid Again, and others that, are working with groups or organizations that are trying to provide experiences for those with disabilities, and so again I'll pass that along. We have somebody from our marketing team standing right over there. I know she heard that. So okay, another question.
In connection of the 50th anniversary for the Beast, could you make Beast slippers?
Okay, we got t-shirts and slippers. So somebody write that down for me. Mark, you got it? All right, Mark's got it. I'm good. We got it. Okay, two more questions.
I really like how the newer rides don't have the bin articles where you put your loose stuff in, and it's lockers. It helps capacity. But one thing Diamondback has really suffered since the seatbelts is capacity. Would you please consider removing those bins and putting lockers in, like an all-day locker rental? I would spend money on locker rentals if you had an all-day locker rental every time I came here.
Yeah, we do guest surveys, daily, weekly. We see feedback through social media, through our website, etc. Yeah, and that's definitely one of the, I'll say, touchy points, with our guests, and we realize that. The bins versus lockers. Some guests hate the lockers, because they don't want to rent them. Some guests complain when they don't use the lockers and their stuff gets stolen. His question was, can we take the bins out of everywhere and do, all-day ride lockers? Don't do it! Don't do it, okay. We work with a outside partner on our locker rental. There's two things on their list that we're asking them to explore. One is the all-day concept, where you can move things from one locker to another. Okay? And another one that, that's probably first on the list. Second on the list is kind of like a season pass for locker rental. So we're investigating that as well. Okay? One more question.
I have two questions. Will you bring back more of the ride photos, like to make it worth your money, like Firehawk and Flight of Fear? And my second question was, will you ever repaint the Diamondback, because the yellow looks very, very bad?
First question was about ride photo. Again, we evaluate every year, from a cost, revenue, profitability standpoint, ride photo and what that should be. I will tell you that, the FunPix Pass, whether you're a season pass holder or a day guest, is an incredible value that I think a lot more people could benefit from. But bringing it back to specific rides, some rides definitely have a life cycle on both merchandise and ride photos. So from a corporate business decision, we look at the profitability. Always comes into play when we look at those things. And I forgot now the second part. Oh, painting. Yeah, we have, painting rides. Even though Bain and painting, we use them a lot, and some of you might know Bain kind of got their start here back years and years ago when they repainted, or I should say restained, the Beast. Even though their success is somewhat because of us, they don't cut us any deals. It's several hundreds of thousands of dollars to paint a coaster. And Diamondback would be several hundred. But I'll tell you, I mean, we've got a list, over the next 5-10 years, when rides need to be painted, and we do that. So, okay, one more question. Nobody else. She's been standing there.
Will you add any more monsters to this shed in Mystic Timbers?
Will we ever? Possibly. Is it going to happen, this year or next year? Probably not. But, could it happen in the future? Absolutely. So, okay. Thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. And trust me, I've called the weatherman and I've said, please, no rain today. He hasn't been listening very well, but I'm trying, okay? Thanks again. Have a great day.
All right, before everybody heads out, what was it? RMC, the Beast and Racer. Who had that question? Where's it? Really? Really? RMC? Anyway, tonight, as Mike touched on, we have a spectacular new fireworks and light show. It's on International Street. So tonight, 10 o'clock, be at the front of International Street. You don't want to miss this. I mean, it's great. And there's some here in the crowd that they have seen it, and they'll be able to attest that it's definitely worth your time, and then go start the ERT. So.